Welcome to MapTiler Connect 2025. So this is what you can make with one text prompt in about 5 minutes today. And I'm really glad that we are meeting here to discuss progress on the technology like this one and how it can be applied to the cartography, how it can be applied to the storytelling, and how we can work together to push the frontier to the next level. And as we've heard, this is the first ever conference organized for our users. So it's a special moment for us. I'm really glad that you are here with us and you are online with us as well, join us on this special occasion. We work on different things in our company, and the primary goal is to have the technology progress the way that it gives you advantage so that you can deploy it in your own products. And I hope that this conference is in fact first step towards a series of conferences like this one coming annually and happening in different cities all over the world. First Connect 2025. Today I have multiple things on the program. So our goals are to talk about the story of MapTiler, tell you a bit who we are and why we do what we do. We have 3 really cool, exciting news on the product, which I'm thrilled to share with you, and show you and launch it to the world. And we are going to have discussions with brilliant guests who are with us physically today, who are using our platform in a creative way and to show where we can go next and discuss the future together on these discussions. And there is one more thing at the end of this event related to open source, quite an announcement, so please stay with us till the end because it's going to be exciting for people involved in open source. So on the story, it all started just with 2 guys in a small room sitting at a tiny table and coding fresh after university, building software driven by curiosity and caffeine. And the beginnings were tough. We worked hard, and over the time, a small team began to form around us. So from 2 people, there were 10 later on, then we grew to 15, and now we are far over 50. The beginnings were exciting because we always love to innovate, and this remains to be in us. And we were rebels. We were mapping ninjas, I sometimes say, because we were deploying fast, innovative technology for what customers wanted, picking the different technologies at the edge and applying it to the problems which customers had. This helped us to grow on the international level, get more contracts, and we contributed a lot into open source and helping organizations with digital cartography. So we worked with Airbus, BBC, Vodafone, Coverage Maps, British Library. We were strong in cultural heritage as well at that time, in fact. And we collected several awards on the way. We were really excited about the space as well. Even received 2 space Oscars from the European Space Agency, and very proud that scientists from NASA used our software developed in these Spartan conditions on IKEA table. So exciting things were, like, we managed to convert the software made for cultural heritage, for georeferencing scanned paper maps, into a component which was in fact applied on a scalable computer cluster and was processing stream of imagery from the orbit every day and turning that imagery into almost real-time satellite map. Wow, from cultural heritage to space. That was the time of Klokan Technologies, because that's the company we were called, the consulting business, which started about 12 years back. And Klokan, that means in Czech language, my mother tongue, the kangaroo. And it's a nickname from Scout Boys because of the jumping. I was a bit cheeky with the leaders in the Scout Boys, not really following the authority and doing what I wanted, and always going my own way, this kind of rebel approach. And we had, as a business, several contracts where we were deploying Google Maps, and we struggled. We struggled with the ability to change the map the way we wanted, and there were no options. Not long ago, if you wanted to do a web or mobile application, you had just one big dominant provider who controls the data, who controls the price, and dictates the terms. And there are privacy issues, there are trade-offs related to their advertising business. And with this rebellion approach, we just thought, hey, there must be something better, because there should not be just one-size-fits-all map. We all should be able to be empowered to create more of these maps and turn them and make them the way we want them for the purpose they are supposed to. And that's where we really jumped on a crazy enough challenge of doing something what Google is doing with the global data, taking open data, taking OpenStreetMap, and here in Switzerland started a small project with 2 students at the university, and it took off. Powered by new vector tile technology and open data, it skyrocketed, and truly over the time we launched not only one project for processing of the data, the open map tiles, but also servers for visualization, and the rendering component MapLibre was later on launched as well. And this was the change. It was the beginning of a new era. The entire ecosystem and a community was built around the tooling we kicked off. And I'm super glad that this has happened, because this empowered a lot of people to do much more creative work with the open data and mapping ecosystem. And these communities are amazing. Like people are working together and contributing to the projects, pushing different features, and this all runs very well. So I'm a big believer in open source components, and components where the software is developed by multiple parties, and they work collaboratively together to create bigger value than a single entity is able to create. And this is really the driver. And that's how MapTiler was in fact born. 5 years ago, as a spin-off of our original consulting business, focused on providing comfortable and guaranteed products to businesses and organizations who are adopting the open maps in scale. So all of this for a fair price as well. And the same people who were originally the mapping ninjas suddenly started to lead the teams, and I learned a lot about entrepreneurship. And it was a journey, really. We believe the map is not just a tool. It's not only a piece of paper or an image on a screen. It's a communication medium. It's a canvas where people tell and consume stories and information. An essential part of many products, where it's deployed in websites and applications, and it fills a large part of the screens. And the way how the map looks and how the map behaves, in fact, influences the products in a significant way. So the map is important in many of the cases. And it should be available everyone. Everyone should be empowered to build this, to use that communication. And if maps are this new web, this communication medium, then MapTiler should be the publishing platform for it. That's our vision. And we believe the maps should be made easy. So we are making them easy. And this has 2 different meanings. One is that it's easy to consume. The maps are straightforward to read, and they are also easy to create. And that's where MapTiler, I believe, has something to do, and it's a longer journey, and there is a lot of things which can be improved in making the cartography available to large number of people. And with that, why we are on all of this? Because I love to help people. I want to help people to understand the world around them through maps. And that's the primary motivation for doing everything what we are doing. And I'm super glad that this approach and values resonate with you, our customers. And wow, it has been a ride. Since then, here is Luis, our sales director, talking live to over 10,000 people on the stage of Web Summit, the biggest Portugal arena, just after the Apple executive were speaking. So thank you, Luis. And it continues the story. So we were selected #1 out of more than 350 young companies in Switzerland in the biggest national competition for entrepreneurship. And this photo is from ETH Zurich, from the award ceremony. And all of this is possible only thanks to the amazing team. Some of us you see here, some of us are watching now from our offices. It's a group of people from 11 different countries and very diverse group, but we still kind of keep the friendships and the Boy Scout culture from the beginning. The rebellion, the innovation is still in us, and we remain to have it, and I hope we will never lose it, because the way how people interact, how they motivate each other, and how we regularly meet also outside of the working time, in our free time, on various activities, it's the driving force of the success of what we are doing. And it's not about business, it's about how we are changing the world. We are every year organizing a skiing event, and that's kind of the highlight. People are relaxing, but they are also thinking about how to do their work better, how to push the products to the next frontier, and how to learn ski, and how to relax and form friendships. So because working remote may be hard, and these events are gluing the teams together. Next to that company-wide one, we have also a team-wise meetings quite regularly, usually quarterly. So even if people are remote, they meet and plan together. That's how we are structured. And this brings fruit. And these fruits are also measurable. In the last year, we have several times clocked 100% satisfaction on the support. And I'm super glad that if you try to contact us if you have a problem with our stack, and I believe you will experience it yourself. Thank you, team, for working hard on the support side. We have amazing technical documentation, progressing, improving it further. So very often you can just read and you find out the solution of the problem on your own, so optimized, LLM optimized, so it grows, and I'm proud of that part as well. And all of this is made with human love, and you can feel it. We are steadily improving and pushing forward. And it's all related to the skiing and to the meetup of the people. We are experts in the vector tile technology. Technology which changed the cartography. Suddenly, no more fixed zooms, no more design for a single map scale. Cartography is made for interaction. It's made for zooming and touching, and this has changed a lot in the last year. And let me tell you something about 2 partnerships I'm personally really proud of. This is a prototype, original prototype from years back of styling vector tiles with the Swiss style. And today there is much better version from the team from the Swiss Topo. But I'm really proud that we could show the way and we could participate. So thank you guys. That's one of the highlights of my career, to be able to contribute to the national maps in Switzerland. And the second highlight was last year. I was lucky enough that the Stanford University organized for us a dedicated event to launch a project related to history, in fact, to changing cartography the way that there is a 4th dimension, the time. So we have launched a map which shows historical regions and empires over 6,000 years. And it shows 3 million important people in a single map, rulers, battles, events, all filterable with interactive timeline, and all linked to Wikipedia, so you can explore history in a completely different way. And this is all possible thanks to the progress on the vector tile technology, on the progress of the open data, on a way how things can be linked together. And this map, in fact, won the Map of the Year award. So I'm proud for this. And those are just two of many really exciting applications developed on top of the MapTiler platform. So you see our maps when buying a train ticket, in infotainment systems, on weather forecast, in the evening TV news, when people are planning drone flight, in government applications, in control centers, when it's offline, and in many, many mobile apps. So I'm so glad that we can help. We have a purpose. We have something to do, and this is a journey. And we are on the way to make the publishing platform even better. And just to bring a few brands, those are some of the customers which are going to be highlighted today. So if you have a look through the afternoon or evening, how we go through the presentations, some of them are here, some of them are remote. But thank you. Thank you for the trust you have in us. Thank you for collaboration. And I'm really glad for this moment in time, basically. To celebrate it, we plan to prepare a short video, and I'm keen to play it.
Maps. For centuries, they have been crucial in connecting the world. Tourism, commerce, logistics, organizations and defense. From global enterprise to small and mid-sized business, our fast-moving, globalized world relies on location data. As the world changes, so does the way we map it. At MapTiler, we believe in the power of open technologies, based on collaboration and community. This is why we paved a new way for map platforms that are different. Over 9,000 businesses and organizations and more than 500 million people interact with our maps. MapTiler has been a driving force in the major innovative waves of open map infrastructure. From building the foundations of open source mapping to providing software development kits for any map experience you can think of, to creating dynamic maps that go beyond closed platforms and evolve with the world around them. With MapTiler, you are in full control, comfortable, reliable, and with the freedom to make maps yours. Maps that fit your brand, your product, your world, because the future of maps isn't static. It's alive, creative, and unique. Together, we create the maps for tomorrow. MapTiler, making maps easy to help everyone understand the world better.
500 million. That's the guesstimated number of people which interact with the maps created by a small team, which started with 2 students and grow to about 10 people on the cartography side and data preparation, and then to the bigger business. That's roughly 1 in every 10 people who are connected to the internet today. More than a population of United States of America or European Union. So, wow, I'm thrilled. Woo! We made it. And it all, yeah, unbelievable. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and it's all the power of the open technology which is combining the effort of multiple people. So it's not only us, it's also you, it's also contributors to the open source project, and the army of people working on the OpenStreetMap, the army of people contributing the open data and publishing it from the government sources to the web. And this is kind of bubbling all together into a collective effort which ends with this number today. And yeah, the question is what to do now next? What are our next steps? And we decided that MapTiler should grow into a platform. So we have a set of tools. We want to group them together and more tightly integrate the map design, the data preparation pipelines, the software components, because this gives us the power to make new kind of innovation in user experience on the cartography, which is otherwise not reachable. You have to be able to adjust these things together to go to the next level of what can be offered to the user. And we are now in a unique position to be able to do it and to offer it to you, to people who are using MapTiler platform. So on top of mapping technology, we are committed to provide you really easy to use components which just works. Guarantee the quality by curating the data and testing it with software together, then providing you with support and tailored assistance by humans, experts in the field, and you can still change whatever you want to perfectly integrate the maps with your product and your own data. And all of this while ensuring you can build on a reliable platform, on a trusted sources, services, and infrastructure. So that's where we want to go, and we are on the way. And we have reshuffled a bit the services and products we have into these categories. So it's easier to start, easier to find the right thing, and we can continue to grow on our vision, which was presented. So those are the sections of the platform based on what you can do with. And the essential parts are our offering of the base maps. So from gray data visualization backdrops, which let your information stand out, to street maps, for transportation and navigation, detailed realistic satellite maps, as well as outdoor and topographic maps, which are great for sport activities and showing the location in the terrain while walking or cycling activities. All of those are modifiable according to your needs. So it's a starting point for your own product. You can change it as you wish and make them yours with comfortable online tools, targeting designers and cartographers, and with a set of curated data in the catalog with additional global layers. And stable and tested supported software development kits and components can ensure that you can focus more time on developing the core of your product, whatever it is, features which your users want, and we can help you with speeding up and adding the interactive maps through components which are ready to use and stable and trusted. So this is speeding up. And it's not only about the maps, it's about a platform linked with location services which are based on top of the same data, with the same update frequency. So you can search for places, search for addresses and points of interest. And I really recommend you to try our new geocoding, which has been redone the last 2 years. So try it, and yeah, it's progressing really well. This gives you reliable places and address search, and even batch geocoding for data enrichment if you need it in your workflow. And there is more: handling correctly transformation of global geographic coordinates, and personalization of the maps based on the location of the visitors. So the different APIs allows you to build more creative applications with the maps. And on the bringing your own data, we've recently launched a tiling service, which allows basically drag and drop of anything what you have into the platform and then showing it on the map. It's progressing fast. We will hear more about it later today. This comes with API as well, available for automation, and it complements our data processing engine product, which allows you to make it with full privacy and running on computer or server. The entire platform is normally online, but in case you must ensure it runs also without internet connection, and you need it to be 100% private, then you have a choice with it as well. So we are going to hear more about these platform news from my colleagues in the block after this session, after the break. Where the future goes. That's an interesting subject, right? I believe the deep learning and large language model are changing the world. It's a new way how to develop software, how to do automations, how to speed us up in the creation of tooling, and yeah, it brings a lot of opportunities, and it's changing the map making as well. I don't think it's there yet, because the LLMs for the cartography, it does not really understand the relation of the space and the layering correctly, but there are scientific articles which are now being published, and I think we are not far away from a big loop in this direction. And already with what we have now, there is dozens of applications, plenty what can be kind of applied to speed up the different parts of the workflows. And the most powerful software is typically combining these methods of standard programming with the deep learning and with the LLMs, agents, and putting all that things together in the most efficient way, because each has its own strengths. And this usually on top of a guaranteed data. So you eliminate the hallucination and the problems. And we see creative restyling of maps, bringing geographic location into text prompts through model context protocol, the MCP, so it can kind of query additional systems and combine the information together. And we also see a lot of deeper understanding of the world around us in autonomous cars, but it's not yet all linked together, and it will come. I'm very confident. So AI can develop entire interactive applications instead of programmers and speed up our creative and development processes. And those are tiny pieces which we can put together in different workflows individually, and we are here to help you to speed up on your journey as well from the side of the maps. And the other things which are changing a lot is devices. So there are new wearable devices, advancement in mobile phones and gadgets which are changing the game, basically. 3D displays and user intent specific modification of the products, starting with social networks to like understanding where I am and serving me what I may be interested in right now. And this comes to the cartography as well. So it's about personalization and about clarity in communication. And this I see as a big change coming in. This usually comes with changes in the interaction as well. So on one side, the maps are disappearing. They are turned into an arrow telling you, hey, go here to the left and next to the right. But on the other side, the maps are more cinematic. They are attractive, sometimes simplified for purpose or the message which they need to tell. And this is using the new technology on the steroids. And in contrast to the total realism with the digital twins, where you can just put on the glasses and walk in a completely different environments, and it's one-to-one to the real world, maybe enriched or somehow improved. In all cases, the center point is the user and his comfort. And on our side, we want the future to be about the new technology, about the new system and devices, drones and GPUs and calculation on things which were not possible before, on the edge environments, but also about the open source ecosystem and support for critical traditional system with upgraded quality of the data and services. So you can build on a stable basis and build it up to the new technology and grow in the direct. So with this kind of glimpse into the future, I am really thrilled to show you 3 things we are launching today. And the first one is new generation of the maps. For over 2 years, our cartographers who built those beautiful base maps we have currently in the product worked on a new internal structure and were shaping on how the maps can be done. And we were prototyping and progressing, and you will find many more details in our maps available. But you have also a control over the density of the maps. So you can choose how much of the information is in the map. That's thanks to the new structure. This applies also on the road level information. The new map comes with many more available data on these deep zooms, from zebra crossing, the crosswalks, to information for pedestrian, to reworked points of interest with new icons, even individual trees for better orientation, and traffic lights for improved navigation. And you are in control of what is happening with the map. So it's available, and you can pick the styles which is using it, or you can adjust it the way you wish it. And that comes to the smart maps. What is a smart map? Smart map is, for me, something what is changing the content depending on the intention of the user. For example, if you search for a bus stop, the transportation routes are appearing on the map because you were interested in that kind of information and you need additional context to what you were looking for. But AI can make these smart maps even smarter. AI can do much more with suggest the maps fitting directly to your brand, or a set of maps for different purposes, just by looking at your website and your existing content and preparing for you a great starting point. It can generate maps with different colors and content just from a text. We have prototypes for those. Some of them we are going to be launching in coming weeks. And it all goes to the structure of the new maps, which allows these advanced modifications. And that's available today, and it's available in one of the best online designer tools. We are going to be hearing more in the afternoon, the designing side. So the second announcement today, that's the toolbox for developers for making the web and mobile applications faster and more efficient. You can develop our maps with the standard open source libraries like Leaflet, OpenLayers, or MapLibre, both on the web and mobile. But our team worked hard on building a thin wrapper on top of those open components, the way that it's more comfortable. The battery is included. You can easily pick the maps you need, and it helps you with automatically adjusting the language depending on the browser or the visitor settings in the browser. It can switch to dark mode easily because it's not just a rendering component where you have to program everything on your own, but it's a prepared set of helpers and toolings which are making your life easier. And this first version of the SDK was done in the TypeScript programming language, so great for web applications and development on the web. People were using it for the mobile apps with the PVA. So if you develop the entire mobile application in the web stack, then this is a great tooling. But they struggled with mobile, and today we are launching Swift and Kotlin wrapper for the same SDKs. And it's a lightweight wrapper on top of the web component, but available for the native developers. So this means you can easily switch between the Apple or Google Maps available in the platform where you are for something what is light without really degrading the battery performance and growing the bundle of the application. So it's small and it's now fast as well. And it has the same comfortable API with thousands of examples, which are making it easy to use. So this is launched today. It opens the world of the development, the simplicity and the comfort for developers, which are natively working on Android and iOS. So all the benefits of the SDK available on the web, from the different maps, to integrated search component, to languages and fair pricing depending on the number of users who are visiting you. So no tiles and requests, but simple, straightforward pricing. Even with the globe and weather predictions, is available on the web platform, on the iOS, and on Android. We have beautiful weather, by the way, weather visualization, and also usable for your own data if you need to visualize flows. It's a great thing, and it runs on the globe now as well, and in mobile apps. I'm excited about that one. Another exciting thing related to the future and great toy is we have little control for augmented reality. So with 2 lines of the JavaScript in any web application you have, you can enable that, and if you click on that control, the current viewpoint of the map jumps out of that window and is usable on all the devices. And this is all just 2 lines of code, and it runs everywhere. No need for app stores and compiling of the apps, available immediately with the data you have on top of the map and your styles. So that's the power of the SDK and the comfort and linking stuff together. The other things are availability of the 3D models, so point clouds and even building information models, BIMs, with visualization, including internal animations and interactivity. So you can turn on the floors and other things. Now, the last and third thing for the product announcement today, and it's big. Today we are launching GeoSplat in beta. It's a completely new way how to visualize large data in a web browser. What if you could zoom on a satellite map, and as you are zooming deeper, you could turn the camera into 3D with all the details. And if you have the data available, you could even zoom into a building, to the indoor, and fluently move in the space. That's what GeoSplat allows from the data we have processed. It can be even sharper if you collect the data and you can combine the multiple splats together. You can imagine it as a satellite map tile, which has basically 3D information inside. And this is a fundamental change in how 3D graphics is done. Because until this moment, usually we used triangles and textures for rendering 3D. What is happening here are particles in space, which look differently from different angles. So it's neural representation of a space, very friendly to generative AI, in fact. And nowadays, we are bringing it to the browser in the beta today. So this brings a realistic view on Earth into all the details you want and extending greatly our satellite layers for the data our customers have and how they want to apply it. And it works for unlimited size of the models. So if you have the data, we can process the entire country, canton, state, or whatever else. You need a bit of GPUs, truly, to calculate all of that. But once it's calculated, it runs fast. It has many applications for the real estate, tourism, construction, and we will hear much more about it today in the afternoon. We are looking for partners who wants to jump on this train in this moment of beta testing for the early adopters to make some exciting applications together and push this technology farther. One thing which I'm really excited about is we are using for the rendering the web GPU, a new technology available in the browsers. Apple just pushed that into the stable with the latest macOS released in September. It's available in Chrome, in Safari, it's available on other devices. It's a bit unstable in this moment, that's why we have GeoSplats in the beta, but it gives you much more power into what you can do with the rendering because you can process data. It's not about the triangles only, you can even do AI inference in the client side. So AR is now strong on the servers, but what will happen for sure is moving from the servers to the clients. And it's already happening with the LLMs. You can have your little ChatGPT on your laptop and completely offline, knowing all the languages and do the translation without internet and using the standard tooling. This is important part of the ecosystem. And we are bringing the cartography and the maps into the technology, and we will hear about it more. I believe the world needs web GPU map renderer. And we have a prototype now and are keen to push it forward. Just looking for partners and how to launch it together, how to make that happen. And yeah, I'm very excited about it because this means the 3 types of programming types with the traditional programming, with conditions and programming languages, to deep learning, to LLMs, can be combined together and executed partly on the client side. And that's what the technology allows you. Three announcements, a lot of history. Let's close it down. Location is a new source for customer experience. Businesses who are using maps and GIS to deliver personalized and context-aware services that delight customer and differentiate their brand are winning. And focus on your business. We can help you to bring the maps inside with a secure, reliable, and compliant to government rules maps. So you can build on top of open mapping technology with the support from people who are deeply in. And I'm super excited we have today representative of several important organizations from Switzerland and around. Some are also flying from US and joining us for this evening. So we will hear exciting discussions, and I'm looking forward to these talks of the brilliant guests we have today. So thank you very much for attending, and I'm sure this is the beginning of a nice evening, and hopefully also a little milestone for the online cartography.
Together, we create the maps for tomorrow. MapTiler, making maps easy to help everyone understand the world better.